You know the story of Goldilocks and the Three Bears where something is just right? Well, this could be the Goldilocks in the Mazda CX-50 family. We've been waiting a long time for this. This is the hybrid version. So if you're looking for a CX-50, but you want something with a little bit more power, but you don't want to sacrifice fuel economy, hey, look no further. This is the one, and it has a very, very proven power plant. Let's go. I have always been a huge fan of the styling of the CX-50 as soon as it was launched, especially in the red Soul Metallic. I swear, Mazda has one of the best colors here. I've said this, I've said it again. Up front, piano black finish. You get this nice contrast with the chrome on the Mazda badge. Projector headlamps. I love how they've actually integrated the marker and signal lights down there, and it's so sleek looking. Coming around to the side, now we have a GSL trim and we have a Kuro trim. They come with 17-inch wheels. This is the top GT trim, gets 19-inch alloys on here. Now, here are a couple differences here. This wheel cladding is a little bit thicker than the non-hybrid version. Reason being, they had to raise this vehicle up 35 millimeters to accommodate for the battery. And so this is thicker, you get a hybrid badge, but other than that, it looks just like a good-looking CX-50. I absolutely love how the CX-50 has these squared off fenders here in the back. Very attractive LED light treatment. You get a rear wiper. It's a nice tidy package. Once again, it's a CX-50, but you get that one little hybrid badge here. Now, regardless of what trim you get, GSL, Kuro, or GT, it comes standard with a power liftgate. And what's interesting also is how they package this, because they actually had to move things around to fit the battery, which is underneath the rear seat, which means you don't lose any cargo space in here compared to the regular gas version. 1,594 liters of total cargo space. Absolutely love that. Lift up the floor, guess what you get? Yes, a spare tire and jack. A lot of people are always whining, hey, there's no spare tire. Hey, you got one right there. You have a little cubby area here, 12 volt. Now, one little different is this area here. This panel is not the same on the gas version because this is protecting some electronics back here, probably some control modules. But as you can see, lots of room. If you need more room, you have the 60/40 split and you have remote handles, then they go down. One of my favorite things on the CX-50 is the interior. It really has a premium upscale look. Right from launch, I was like, wow, this is definitely one step above. And if you want to compare this to the RAV4, it's hard to compare interiors because this is so much nicer, I would say. Lots of nice soft touch materials for all your touch points, but it's just the way that they've combined the different materials, the colors. Now there are 3 trims. We mentioned the GSL. That gets leatherette seats. You go into the Kuro, you get a red garnet leather. And then we have the GT that we have here. Now, even if you go to the base, lots of standard features, including a power panel roof. That's standard across the board. We get standard heated seats, standard heated steering wheel. On the top trim here, we actually get heated and ventilated front seats. And for the outboard second row, heated seats there as well. In front of the driver, a little bit different. We have the 7-inch digital display, which is your speedometer, but on the left side, which normally you would have the tachometer, now you have a power meter there. On the right side, the same thing with the fuel and your temperature. Up front, a 10.25-inch infotainment screen. We've seen it on the CX-50. You get wireless Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. I do like how they allow you to use the touch screen for the CarPlay and Android Auto. However, when you're in the native Mazda app, you are still using the wheel. The touchscreen, it works. It's a little bit hard to get at some of the lower items though. Now on the GT trim, you also get the 360 camera with the see-through. Very, very clear, not distorted at all. Unfortunately though, you can't get it on the lower trims. Standard dual climate control, and you get all the goodness. You get that split type of opening for the middle console. And one other little difference here, you have an EV button on here, which you do not get for the regular gas model. But yeah, all in all, hey, if you like the CX-50 interior before, no different, you're still going to like this one. Let's check out the back. All right, in the back, remember, this is a compact vehicle. However, headroom is adequate. I'm almost 5'11". These seats do not actually recline or slide forward and back. They're fixed, but The seat is set where I would sit, and I do have knee room. You do have a carved out area, and my feet do fit underneath. We have our heated seats, 2 USBs, drink holders here. If you're wondering, do the rear windows go all the way down? No, they do not. My kids would go nuts about that, but they can get over it. One thing that I do wish, though, there is a seat back pocket on the passenger side, and I see this as a trend. A lot of manufacturers are not putting them on the driver's side, but I like to have a pocket on both sides. Time to drive. So the most important part of the CX-50 Hybrid is the hybrid powertrain. It's a 2.5-liter 4-cylinder matched to a hybrid system. Does that sound familiar? Yes, well, because this is the same hybrid powertrain found on the current Toyota RAV4 Hybrid. And we all know that is a very popular powertrain. It's reliable, it's proven, it gets amazing fuel economy, and yeah, it's underneath the hood. So anytime you can involve Toyota and a hybrid in your brand is always a good thing for sure. So you get 219 horsepower. This is an all-wheel drive. There are 3 motors, so there's 2 in the front. One acts like a starter motor as well, a little bit of traction for the power, but the rear one is the all-wheel drive. Now this hybrid system consists of an electric motor. It's a nickel metal hydride motor, and they have placed it underneath the rear seats. We mentioned that. That's why we get all that cargo space still. And they have this funky planetary system that can go from electric motor to the actual gasoline internal combustion engine drive as well. And for the rear, well, this all-wheel drive is all-wheel drive. There is nothing other than wiring connecting you to that rear electric motor. It's a proven system, as we have mentioned. Now, if you do want a little bit more oomph, there's the My Drive switch here, the toggle, and we have 3 different modes. We have a trail mode, so that's going to optimize for, traction and more slippage. And we also have our normal, and then we have power mode, and that's going to enable you to have everything maxed out, and you're not going to really worry about fuel economy at that point. And why I said this is the Goldilocks of the CX-50 family is because horsepower-wise, it's in the middle. This is definitely more horsepower than the regular 2.5-liter non-hybrid. It's not as much as the turbo, but you are getting the best of both worlds. You're getting 219 horsepower, and you're getting incredible fuel economy. So combined city and highway for this is rated at 6.2 liters per 100 kilometers, and that's almost 2 liters per 100 better than the regular 2.5. Compared to like the GT, this one runs purely just on regular fuel. One thing to note, this collaboration between Mazda and Toyota is just for the powertrain. So, this is the regular CX-50. They actually had to do quite a few modifications. We mentioned they raised it up as well, but they've also did to actually adjust things in the front end and the rear as well to accommodate for the battery and for this electrical system. But they packaged it quite well. So even though they share the same powertrain, there are still some significant differences. For instance, the RAV4 uses independent rear suspension, whereas we mentioned this before at the launch, the CX-50 uses a torsion beam. All in all, I think you do get the best of both worlds when you get into this CX-50 Hybrid. So what do you think of this new addition to the CX-50 family? I think it's pretty cool, especially this red soul metallic. You can't go wrong with this color. So what does it cost to get into this? Well, it comes pretty loaded, as the standard GSL starts at just over $42,000. This top-of-line GT, just over $48,000. And what's going to be really interesting, though, is to see how accessible this vehicle is, because we all know RAV4 hybrids are hard to get. If you can get this easier than one of those, I think it's definitely a winner. Like always, if you liked this video or any other content on this channel, I've got a lot of videos out there, not just for cars, by the way. We have tech stuff, even automated lawnmowers and travel reviews as well. Hit that like and subscribe button. First of all, it doesn't cost anything. It's absolutely free. I do all of this free of charge for you. If you could hit that like and subscribe, it would be greatly appreciated.